Winning. I've outsmarted you on a number of levels. Beta. Well, actually, King's not. Beta.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
Keep your mouth shut. I'm going to go in there and slap your face.
You know, we're going to rise like the Phoenix. And
Get in my limousine. Ride on 85. Get in my Learjet. Woo!
Welcome to the Asterisk Inclusion Podcast. You have me, the King. I'm joined here by Nate Gate and the Grizz himself.
Oh, what's happening?
How are y'all doing?
All right, man. Been a busy week.
It has. We got a lot of football to talk about. And I thought we could jump into some NFL talk. Talking about all these trades that have been happening the past few days. It's been kind of bonkers.
Yeah. We got to get the live look in by our resident NFL and Bears expert. How you feeling about Mapletron being on the team?
The Bears are the dumpster fire, and we knew that before the season. So I'm surprised to even have 3 wins. So it is what it is. I think it's funny. I don't know if you guys read it. They said the Packers were going after Claypool, and they took the Bears pick. They took the Bears pick over the Packers pick because they predicted the Bears would have a worse record. So I think the Packers are in big trouble. But I like some of these teams wheeling and dealing. And I thought the biggest one was probably Chubb going to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Do you think that's do you think that pushes the Dolphins into the Super Bowl race along with Chiefs and the Bills?
I think you got to establish that culture first. You look at the Chiefs and the Bills they know how to win. They're confident. I still think the Dolphins are lost. They look nice on paper, but the AFC is just too good. And I'm not saying the Dolphins are not going to go to playoffs, but I don't have a lot of faith in them still. I just don't think they got it. I think you're going to see a lot of teams in the second half really fall apart. I think you're going to see the Giants fall apart and like the Seahawks. I can't imagine some of these teams continuing to play football as good as they are. And that's why some of these teams are taking a chance. But it's been one of the wonkiest years of football I can remember. There's every week I'm like the Bengals got run over on Monday night, literally trucked.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. One team, two teams you haven't mentioned yet was Minnesota and Detroit, and I'll say this: Minnesota being in the NFC, I think bringing in T.J. Hawkinson has certainly helped them out just because the NFC is so bad.
Awful.
Yeah,
I can't believe
so low.
You never see a division trade within a division, especially for a pretty high pick. And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Hawkinson have one huge week this year? He had 187 yards or something like that receiving. He just went off one week.
I think he did have one big week. I can't remember much about it, but he is an upgrade at their tight end position, though.
Definitely from a
it feels like a new day in the NFL. The landscape has shifted for a handful of teams.
I brought NFL.com. I'm looking at the trades. The biggest one we haven't really talked much about is McCaffrey.
Well, Christian McCaffrey to 49ers, I think actually that benefits both teams. I think the Panthers have been playing better without him, and they got a boatload of picks. And I think 49ers, if you saw this past week, McCaffrey had, what was it, the first time in a long time that someone's run for a touchdown, caught a touchdown, and thrown for a touchdown.
I could see the 49ers making some noise the last 8 weeks of the season, without a doubt. We're going through all the trades. I didn't even know Calvin Ridley was even in the NFL. And
well, he's not this year, so that's for the future. But that'll be interesting to see what he can do if he comes back next year.
I honestly think the biggest move in fantasy in both NFL I'm surprised to see Hines get traded to Buffalo. I think that's Buffalo's best running back right now, and I think he could, if they give him the starting nod, because the Bills are not a traditional run team. They pass, and he fits that mold perfectly. He's what they need right now, and I could see him being like a 15, 20-point back every week.
Yeah.
I hope you're wrong, but I bet you're right. I mean, you're as soon as you said it, I've heard all these other things like, oh, now it's like a three back offense, but I bet you're right, man. And like I watched the Bills game on Sunday. All Josh Allen was looking to do was throw it. Even when they were up by what, like 2-3 touchdowns, he still was looking to run the ball. So yeah, I think you're right on with that.
Who does have Hines in our league?
Yeah, your best friend, Mr. Mansook.
Oh my gosh.
I think it'll take some time for a lot of these players who have been traded to acclimate. But I mean, I could see Hines in like 3 or 4 weeks being the guy.
Well, I mean, maybe it'll work out. And Mansilk won't start him because he doesn't know how to handle a starting running back.
Well, he wasn't in the magazine playing for the Bills back then, so
yeah, he doesn't know.
Maybe he'll start him next year.
Exactly. Well, let me just since we're talking about like fantasy football a little bit, let's talk a little bit about Sleeper and his game last week. I mean, he won points for the week. His team just went off, especially 3 guys, namely Kyler Murray, Hopkins, and Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, Kamara, man. I mean, every time you turn around, he had scored another touchdown.
I mean, he was a beast. He finished what, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, one rushing and 2 receiving.
I mean, Sleeper's team right now. I mean, not that I think he's too far out of it to make a run for points, but I picked Sleeper to be a surprise team this year. I could see him sneaking into the playoffs and maybe make a run at the Burns Bowl.
Anything's possible. It's tight.
What you think, Chris?
Anything's possible. It's tight. I mean, look how much points picked up last week. There was a lot of points scoring other than the Grizz last week, but last week was very interesting.
Yeah, I really didn't put. I don't think I've broken 140 yet this season, so I don't know about this point scoring you're talking about.
Yeah, see, I'm a little bitter. I mean, I had McCaffrey, bat the cycle and get me. I can't remember how many points, but it was at least as many as what's his name got, and Kamara. Well, no, is almost exactly what Kamara got. So
it's nice when you get points out of your first round draft pick. I mean, you guys are lucky.
I don't know what that's like. You say you guys. Is there somebody else here?
It does feel nice, but yeah. And then freaking, I was only up by like 20 points going into, not even 20 points going into Monday night, and I'm like, all T. Higgins has got to do is get like 1 touchdown, but watch him wait till the very end to do it. And sure enough, it was late on Monday night, and I'm like, well, there it is. Good job, Sleeper. He's got Hopkins, man. I mean, like, he rode that out, and now he's reaping the benefits. I mean, Hopkins is just going to be on fire just like he was last year, as long as he doesn't get hurt or take more drugs.
Yeah, I mean, do you think would it have been more beneficial for Sleeper to pick someone else other than Hopkins, or do you think where he picked Hopkins was the right call?
Somebody had to get him. I would have stacked him with somebody that was going to have a better, first half of the season, which I don't know. There's a Chase Edmonds joke in there somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard. What do you do with somebody who is going to be great once they play, but you got to spend high for them, and you got to survive the first 7 weeks. So yeah, I don't know what the strategy is there.
Yeah, that was kind of tough. I mean, But I'll tell you one thing that's kind of hurt Sleeper more than anything is the Najee Harris pick. I mean,
Yes.
that's been brutal for him. He would actually might have like a really scary team if Najee was playing like solid.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'd be scary too if I had Taylor. Taylor hadn't even showed up this year.
Oh man. Well, I might have the starting running back for the Colts this week. So at least I have something going for me.
I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor. Week 1, he had 27 points. 7 weeks combined, he doesn't even have but 25 or 30 points combined. That's unbelievable for a guy who's. And I was reading some fantasy articles online, and it's funny because every single person who drafted Jonathan Taylor number 1 overall is like near last place. So it just goes to show you how important that first pick is, because you do the wraparound. You can't screw up around one like that, and you get crippled by guys. And the thing is, Jonathan Taylor's not even hurt. He's just not doing anything. They did fire their coordinator, so I'm hoping that will do something, but he's hurt right now. But what else do you want to get into? Didn't we have some other news we want to get into?
Well, I was also going to, I was going to do the weekly picks, actually. Go through those real quick and talk about that. Let's see. Hold on one second. All right. Let's well, I'll tell you what. I'll save my game of the week to the end, but let's talk a little drill sleeper. How does sleeper have enough to repeat?
Is Chase still out?
Yeah.
He's out he's got to be out for like 2 or 3 more weeks, right?
Kamara versus Baltimore, it didn't look good.
No.
Hopkins has been really solid.
Is he really starting Jerick McKinnon? Oh yeah, it's still drill time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's got Hines.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Drill's got to have somebody else in his, maybe some bye weeks, but I'm taking Drill on that one.
Whew. I'm picking sleeper, man. I just think he's got some mojo working. At least he's got 3 players that might put up a bunch of points. So I'm going to go with some sleeper on this. What about you, Nate?
I'm going Drill. I think Drill might get the points this week, man. Golly. Steven, as long as, I mean, like, if Ramondre Stevenson shows up like he's been showing up, and then if Hines does anything, it's gonna be a good week for Drill, which sucks for me. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Drill.
Oh, by the way, it looks like Drill has Hines, so
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but I mean, like, not who's a.
I thought for some reason I was thinking maybe that's Claypool. If I'm confused, maybe Who's said. I thought Who's said something about Hines. Maybe it's Claypool. My bad.
Oh well, I mean, let's face it. He didn't have the foresight to pick up Hines.
Well, we're about to find out, right? Because next game.
Yeah.
Who's and Grizz?
Huza and Grizz. I mean, talking about a battle of titans here, man. Grizz, what do you like your chances to be?
See here.
I mean,
He's got Keenan out. I didn't know Keenan out. Is he even healthy?
He's trending in the right direction. He might have even practiced.
I thought he might have showed up to the practice facility. I thought I saw a video of him saying something doesn't feel right. But...
Oh yeah. He said his hamstring got worse after week 8.
Well, I'm looking at my lineup, and all my players are playing subpar defenses, and I think I'll probably be in the 120 to 130 range. I'm looking at Gerald's team. If Allen plays, I could see him doing something, but I mean, let's talk about Thursday night, tomorrow night's football game. We have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Houston Texans. He's got Goddard. That might be one game where Goddard puts up 50 points. That game should be over in the first quarter. Who wants to watch that game? I mean,
nobody.
Honestly.
Blowout Central.
But I think I got that one. I think I'm going to win that one.
All right. Yeah. I got you, Grizz. I think I don't something about who's his mojo just isn't gonna work for him. So I got some Grizz in this.
As do I.
Clean sweep.
Ooh. This
All
next one, what's the opposite of the game of the week?
Yeah, a toilet bowl right here.
We got first and goal versus Magic Mike, and
He's at 89.
there's not a lot of points on the board, folks.
This is ugly. Really? 89?
That's his projected.
He's got Robinson, Burkhead, Tunyon, Jefferson. I mean, I got to look at Gold's roster. It can't be that bad.
It is.
Oh my god!
What happened? Oh, Barkley's on a bye. Sutton's been bad. Brown, Thomas. Oh, Goals. I tell you what, I like some Goal. He's our champion. Don't want to disrespect him, but he's looking at last place right now. He better get out of that basement. He's gonna be buying the ring and proposing like I did last year.
First to worst, baby.
It happens in the league. It's a tough league.
I'll tell you what, I do have Magic winning this game.
I'm the same. Goal looks awful. No disrespect.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Nate?
Nope. That's 3.
No.
You know I like the zig when I can, but yeah, this is right here, Magic Man.
Whew. And next up, we got LTD versus Oracle.
Can we pause here and just what are you guys seeing with the Oracle right now? I mean, he's had a bad couple of weeks.
You know, he had a hot flash, and now he's come back down to earth. But we'll see how he goes. I mean, Jamal Williams is still playing well in Detroit, and I'm wondering. I'm surprised Waller didn't get traded by the trade deadline because there's something funny going on over there.
Yeah.
But in Cup, if Cup goes out, Oracle's done.
Yeah.
When he hurt his ankle, I was like, ooh. I mean, we got Jamar Chase out. That hurts a lot. But if Cup is out, there's arguably, I would say, you know, he's probably the best player in fantasy there has been this year, technically, when he's healthy. Stafford only throws to him 30 times a game. So, I mean, Oracle, he doesn't look that great on paper right now. I mean, I'm liking LTD. He's got Hawkinson with the Minnesota. That's pretty sexy. I don't know much about Metcalf's status or Connor. Connor hasn't really done squat this year.
Metcalf went off last week.
But when he's supposed to be hurt, and then he came back and played well.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest.
Like, there was almost no chance of him playing, and then he just, like, went off for Seattle last week.
Did LTD play him?
I don't remember. Hold on, I'll tell you. But let's see. LTD last week. Looks like he had him on his bench. Yeah, and he got like 17 points. That's not going off, but I mean, for a guy you were planning on being hurt, you weren't
He's got
expecting
Amari Cooper, Prescott, Elliott, and Deontay Johnson on buys. He better hope that Connor plays, or he's going to be looking at some pure crap in that spot. But
that's what I was thinking too.
Maybe it's going to be. I would start. I would start Alexander Madison if I was him. That's not great. I'm still taking LTD in that game.
I'm taking LTD as well.
All right, it's time for me to zig. I'm going Oracle, y'all.
I don't blame you. I mean, it could go either way. It's not a sexy matchup at all. Let's get a little, hopefully this is a little better. We got Tuna and Gatos. How is that looking for you guys?
Yahoo's got 71% Gatos. Let's see here. Boy, Tuna's ugly. I don't see how Tuna could even contend in that game.
All right, I'll explain it to you. All right. Aaron Rodgers is playing Detroit. Aaron Rodgers has sucked all year, but he has not played Detroit yet. So whatever you got, Yahoo saying add 5 or 10 points to that. And then
Hill could go off.
Who's that?
Tyreek Hill could go off against the
right.
Bears.
And then if Amon-Ra St. Brown's got to get some points to make up for Aaron Rodgers going off, the only thing he would need is Henry to go off. So I think Tuna's got a good shot. I think the thing is that they still aren't giving Foreman the credit of being the starting running back for the Panthers. although they are at Cincinnati, so that'll be interesting. They might have to throw a little more to keep up with Cincinnati than they did last week.
Conklin.
I could see Detroit and Packers game being really ugly.
Ugly, like bad scores, or ugly like
21-24.
Eh.
They always kind of play weird games, Detroit and Green Bay, for some reason.
Kind of like last week's Panthers game.
Yeah. That was historic. I actually turned the game off because I was like, you know what, this is pure garbage, and both teams are garbage, and I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of watching this.
Do not blame you.
Man.
Ryan's
Gatos is set up pretty good though, man. Ken Walker pickup is really paying off at this point for Seattle. They're running back, man.
Andrews may be out for Baltimore, but it's a tight end, and Ryan's got good – he's got guys who can put up 20, 30 points in every single position practically, so I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm taking Gatos.
I'm taking Tuna.
I'm going Gatos. I think he's got this one.
Too much Gatos love. We need more Gatos hate on this pod.
Tuna's got Foreman, and Foreman just went crazy last week.
Yeah, he did. All right, let's get into the game of the week, and that is the King versus Nate Gate.
Oh yeah, it's on, man. Thanks for updating your lineup. Let's just call it. Taysom Hill is getting like 3 touchdowns this game, just to like shove it in my face.
That would be awesome.
Swift goes off.
Taysom Hill is like the new. Holy crap! What's the dude for the Broncos in Florida?
Chubb? No,
the quarterback back in the day that everybody loves. Oh my gosh,
Tebow.
Taysom Hill's the new Tebow, man.
Oh, I tell you what, Coop, you may have the ugliest, oddest roster. I didn't know that. You have Geno Smith, garbage. Curtis Samuel, garbage. Dobbs, you got for me. He's been solid, but he went off last week. Mostert's been a weird player. Pierce is on the awful team. You got Hill, which is, we don't even need to go to Hill. Swift is, I don't know what Swift is really. So you've got
good, man.
What happened to your lineup? Like, if you compare your team now to, you have to be like, no way. Imagine traveling back in time and you looked at this in paper, you probably smack yourself.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, injuries, bye weeks, and busts have really kind of killed the King this year.
Oh, Nate, you got a weird – you got Robinson and Singletary and Moore and Lockett. This one's got a really bad smell to it, guys.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
The thing is, like, you could look at Jalen Hurts and be like, you know what? He's going to put up 30 or 40 points, but what if the Eagles just run it down their throat and just – this is a layup ball game. And what if they get up 3 touchdowns and they're all touchdown runs? Hurts may end up having like 15 points that week.
Entirely possible. And it's so frustrating. As if I were an Eagles fan, I would just love what they're doing because they're like, all right, we're up. We're not going to try to do anything special. We're just going to hand the ball off and end the game. But as a fantasy manager, it stinks.
That it does, but hopefully I benefit off this somehow and get a W. I need a dub.
I got a bad feel. There's only some major trash points in this game somewhere. Like Geno Smith is ugly, but it works. God, this one hurts my eyes. Really, I don't even know. It's ugly. Like, I don't like Fournette. I don't like Singletary. And Nate's, I can't believe you're projected at 123. Looking at the roster. You have to admit, man, like you got you're working some magic in there, but I'm leaning towards Nate on this one, Coop.
Well, 2 losers on the pod. All right. Well,
what do you think about your chances this week, Nate?
You hit on all my concerns. I think projecting Singletary at anything over 10 points is ridiculous, and Allen Robinson at 9 points also ridiculous. I dropped Cooks out because He's supposedly so mad he's like tweeting at the team and stuff that they didn't trade him. So yeah, I don't even want to start the guy right now.
Cooks would have been a perfect fit for Green Bay. Maybe they're just asking too for much. I don't know. That's another one I didn't understand. Like when he didn't go to Green Bay, I was like, they probably could have gone for a third or fourth rounder.
Wow.
Cooks has been traded around a lot. This is like his fourth team, I think.
Well, guys, I think there was some in-depth analysis there, and on all levels, NFL, fantasy, and everything else was. I think we're going to call it a night, but just to remind our viewers, we're right and you're wrong. I'll talk to you guys later.
Good day, everybody.
Adios.